so today we're going to be walking you through how to live stream on the MyAfton platform. So starting off, you're just going to go over to myafton.com, you're going to log into your account, and you're going to see this gig offer screen, and you're just going to click up on Create Live Stream. On this page, you're just going to fill out all the info that is needed to set up your show. I'm going to fast forward through this part and then walk you through it. Alright, so now that I am done filling everything out, I will walk you through it. So we have the show title, we have the act name of the artist that's performing, live stream date, the time zone, live stream performance description, so you just describe maybe if you're playing new music of the show, if you're playing old favorites. Then you set the ticket price somewhere in between $4.99 and $15. You fill out your genres just in case those have changed. Then you go down here and we have tip settings, display the tip goal to fans during your performance. So that's a kind of a cool feature. If maybe for this performance that you're doing, you're donating all the money to charity, you could make the goal like $200 and then fans could see how close to hitting that they are. Then you can pick your tip jar. I personally like the marijuana bong, so I'm going to pick that one. Then you can fill out prizes for your fans. So first place tipper, whatever fan tips the most overall, you get a free album of your choice. Second place, you get 2 free songs of your choice. You can get very creative with that and think of something for yourself. That's just what I came up with. Right here is your ticket URL. You're just going to fill that out, and that's basically where fans will go to buy a ticket to see you. This is the image. I had not hit saved right there, but you're just going to upload it and then crop it however you'd like. These are all your social media links, so you're just going to fill those out so fans can hear your new music or check your genre, or if it's just a random fan that came across your show, they can actually check in and see what your music's about and if they want to buy a ticket. Once you're done, you're just going to hit Create My Live Event. It's going to double check the info is correct. Yes, that's correct. Then it's going to walk you through the eContract. You're going to have to fill this out, make sure and check mark all of these little blue boxes here. When it comes to your set length, you're going to want to pick that. And then this just double checks that everything's correct, all your settings are right. Once you're done, complete eContract. All right, so now we are on the show's dashboard. So this is just going to go over all the info for your show. There's the date, there's the time. Here's your ticketing link in case you want to send that over to fans so that they can buy tickets. Over here it shows how many tickets you've sold, your price. Again, you can share your link here. If you have questions, you can email the booking rep here, contact another department. This goes over your pay, and you can drop it down to see a complete breakdown. Next, perks to earn. So this is where you create a flyer if you wanted one. This goes over the pay scale again. And this basically is just your timeline for the show. So we're just going to click on Tech Writer to start setting things out. Alright, so now that we're on the Tech Writer, it's just going to walk you through some questions, and this basically just helps us help you to find the best equipment and the best instructions for your live show. Are you currently on the exact device you're going to stream? Yep. What device are you on right now? We are on a Mac, so we're going to click that. I already have OBS Studio, so I'm going to skip that part, but I will put a link to a help article in the description below. So make sure and click that if you have not already downloaded and installed OBS. Have you successfully downloaded and installed OBS? Yes, we have. Does this device you're on have a webcam? Yes. Do you plan to use DAW for backing tracks? I do not. If you wanted to do backtracks, then you're going to have to download a specific program that it requests. Verify you do not use pre-recorded. I do not. And that's the questionnaire. I am good to go. Alright, so the next step is we're going to do a sound check. And if you scroll down to the bottom here, you can see test your internet speed. This is a really important thing to do just to make sure that you have the recommended amount of internet speed, minimum requirement to stream, 2.5 upload, 10 megabyte download. So just make sure you take that test and that you're within those requirements. Most people with Wi-Fi will be. If you're trying to live stream from maybe using your mobile network or something like that, it might be a little bit different. It might be a little slower depending on where you are. So make sure and give that a test just to see. And then you can also go through these, and they just kind of walk you through what you should do here. Run the internet speed, click connect to encoder. Once OBS is set up, click streaming. Just kind of goes down the list to make sure you've completed all of these steps. So it's a really good idea to scroll down here and to make sure you run through all of those. So we're just going to click connect to encoder. Then we're just going to click OBS Studio, and it's going to walk you through exactly what you're going to do. So you can go ahead and read through those, or you can just follow along. I'm just going to copy this server. You'll see that green right there. That means it's copied. And then over in OBS, this is going to be a picture of you. I'm just blocking it out. But basically, you're going to hit Settings, Stream, and then you're going to paste in this here. And then we're going to go back over. We're going to get the Stream key. And then we're going to paste in the stream key and hit OK. All right, so now we're going to hit Start Streaming over on OBS. And then we're going to hit Start My Test. And it'll take about 15 to 20 seconds for it to actually go through, so I'm going to skip ahead to that point. All right, so now you can see the sound check is working. I again have my camera blocked, but basically this would show me. It's showing that it's live, it's good, the sound's good. So I'm just going to hit complete my test because I know everything's set up and ready to go. Have you successfully completed your live stream connection test? Did everything work? Yes and yes. I want to skip ahead. No, click stop streaming on OBS. So that's a very good note. You don't want OBS to continue to stream because you might be doing your sound check a day before the show, or even, I don't know, a week, a couple days. So you want to go over into OBS and you want to hit stop streaming. So you don't want to be on live, streaming the entire time. That's going to use up a lot of your internet bandwidth. All right, so now we are done with that part. You can see the checklist set up complete. The enter green room is what we're on now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter that green room. You need to re-input the live stream key in your encoder. All right, so the reason why it does that, it doesn't just save your room key, is because another artist might be using that right now. You may not have done your sound check this close to your show. Matter of fact, you probably shouldn't do it this close to your show because you want to test to make sure everything's right before the day of the show. So that's why we do that. So I'm just going to hit OK. And I'm going to do the same process again where we copied that and we put it into OBS. Paste that in there. I'm going to copy this. Paste that in there, hit OK, start streaming, and then we're going to scroll down here, start streaming. And again, it'll take about 15 to 20 seconds for it to connect, but as we're waiting, you can just see over here we have live chat, so that way you can talk to your fans, and there it goes, it's connecting. Test your internet speed. Then you see in the background we have the green room, couch, everything, trying to make it as real as possible for you. You can see at the bottom we have the checklist. Stage 3 is go backstage, so we're almost to that. All right, so then you can see go live in 10 minutes. So that basically gives you a countdown. After about 5 minutes left, it'll go over to backstage instead of green room. And then once the countdown hits 0, it'll let you go live. So I'm going to fast forward until we go into the backstage. All right, so now you can see that we are on the live stream backstage. Basically, all that's different here is the background has changed. You're just going to want to double check everything's ready to go, that your backtracks are ready, that you're mentally, physically ready. And then once this hits 0, a go live button will appear, and we're just going to hit that. Since it's over 3 minutes away, we're just going to fast forward through this part and I'll show you what to do next. Now, as you can see, the countdown went to 0 and this message came up, ready to go live. You need to press the go live button below to start your show. Then fans will be able to see you. So I'm just going to say go live now. And there we go. As you can see, again, the background changed to look like a crowd. My camera's blocked, but this is basically where you would show up. Streaming live, you'll see that's blinking, live on air. And just remember, this is muted by default, so that way your own audio tracks aren't looping. And you have your live chat. Down here you can see the recent tippers, and that's basically if someone tipped you, that would temporarily go there until someone had, pushed those through. Tip status, this shows, your total. This is your tip goal. There's your tip jar that your fans will see. The top tippers will be listed here. They can always change throughout the performance. And that's pretty much it. Once you're done with your show, you're just going to hit stop streaming, and just make sure that in the OBS program, you also hit stop streaming on there. And I believe you'll get a reminder to do that, but just keep in mind you don't want to be using that much internet speed after your performance is already done. So it's always a good idea to make sure and shut off OBS when you're done. And that's it. We hope this was helpful for you and that you have an awesome show. Enjoy.